Hi, my name is Ben Alexander, and I have autism. So if you like this content, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up button, and turn on your YouTube notifications so you don't miss any of my content. And also, if you have any video ideas or ways I can improve to make this content better for you, please let me know in the comments down below. And I try to respond to as many comments as I can, so I'd love your feedback to help this grow and give more autistic people hope and help non-autistic people even learn more about autism. So that's the goal of this channel, and I'd love to be able to help with that and any way I can. So let's get into the video. So there are lots of different definitions of autism. And I've lived autism every day, so I feel it. And I went and researched the free definitions of autism. So I went to Google definition, which was at the top of the page on Google, the CDC, and Wikipedia. Those are the free ones I researched and put some effort into it, and I'm going to go see what the definitions are and share them with you. So yeah. The Google's definition at the top of the page of autism is a neurodevelopmental condition of variable severity with lifelong effects that could be recognized from early childhood, chiefly characterized by difficulties with social interaction and communication and restricted or repetitive patterns of thought and behavior. Students with autism want to be accepted like every other student. And I totally agree with this. I believe Google had an extremely accurate definition here. I struggle with social interaction, from elementary to high school, and even now, social interactions are never easy. That's part of the thing. It's just never easy. And, I think that's the beauty of everything is, it's not easy. I had to grind and I had to learn how to conduct myself. And again, not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but if I take steps each day to get better, I don't think there's a problem with that. So yeah, I definitely think it's great. I think this definition does explain it very well. The repetitive thoughts and behaviors, and it's honestly great when you build a habit. That's a good habit, but it's not as good when you have a bad habit. Now that's not very good, obviously. So, but again, like I said earlier, you just got to build and build and build and grind to try to your best to get rid of the bad habits and keep the good habits. That's all we want in life, right? So yeah, and the CDC's definition of autism. So the autism spectrum disorder is a developmental disability that can cause significant social communication and behavioral challenges. The CDC is committed to continuing to provide essential data on ASD and develop resources that help identify children with ASD as early as possible. And I would say that this is a good definition as well. It's kind of similar to the Google definition where they talked a lot about social deficiencies, and talking about childhood, and it could be detected from childhood. And honestly, my parents detected it when I was a baby, when I was like an infant toddler type of thing, because it was like 2 when I got diagnosed. So I created my own language, and my parents didn't understand a single word I said because I was asking them, like, what did I say? Like, how did you even communicate to me? They found a way to get me there, and they helped me get diagnosed, and it worked out. It was really awesome. I got to learn a bunch of stuff, lots of services like OT, PT, which is kind of basically the same thing. A lot of it helped with writing and like the physical stuff, learning behaviors and all that type of stuff. And the other thing is IEP. I did that throughout college. It helped me a lot through my education and all that stuff. It was great. I really enjoyed doing it. And I think it helped me a lot grow as a person, just get me through that, very small room testing and all that stuff. So yeah, I think there was a lot of great things that happened. Let's see. It was very important to make sure you get diagnosed as soon as possible, whether you're an adult. Because I have seen other YouTubers on YouTube talk about their diagnosed stories as an adult. So that's pretty cool to learn that. And also, getting it as a child can help you detect services and all that stuff as well. It's helped me a lot. Like, honestly, we would have figured out a way to I know my parents would have figured out a way to help me if I never got diagnosed, but it was pretty obvious to them that I was autistic and I could be autistic, so they went and got me diagnosed very fast. And again, thankful for that, happy for that, and all that stuff. So yeah, again, those services at a young age has really helped me out a lot. In the Wikipedia definition of autism, also called autism spectrum disorder, ASD, or autism spectrum condition. So it's kind of like a neurodevelopmental disorder marked by deficits in reciprocal social communication and the presence of restricted and repetitive patterns of behavior. And other common signs include difficulty with social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, along with perservative interest, stereotype body movements, rigid routines, and hyperreactivity to sensory input. Autism is clinically regarded as a spectrum disorder, meaning that it can manifest very differently in each person. For example, some are non-speaking, while others have proficient spoken language, like myself. Because of this, there is a wide variation in the support needs of people across the spectrum. So my take on this is really the Wikipedia definition is a much longer one than the first two. Kind of out of breath reading that, but that's all right. It talks about being different in each person, which is correct. I believe in that because I know people who are low functioning, like can't hold jobs, like can't even really speak English. But again, like I said, they got great gifts. They're wonderful people as well. I definitely don't want to devalue anybody on this channel. I'm not going to do that. No matter what background you are, I'm never going to devalue somebody. Just want to make that clear to all of you that I will not devalue anybody just because of your identity. It just doesn't make sense because I believe we're stronger together. So I try to believe those things, and I do believe in those things. So yeah, I just want to let you know that I want everybody to be involved and happy in society. And for me, I have high functioning autism, so I have like driving services and job coaching services. I can do both of them. I mean, I still have services, but I have like a job coach that kind of helps me go through my career, help me build my career up, and also I have a driving instructor who helps me drive on highways and grow those areas so that way I can be independent, because right now I live with my parents and someday I'd like to be independent. I mean, my parents want the same for me as well, but yeah, independence is really the goal. That's been the goal of my parents since I was a 2-year-old. So yeah, we're just continuing to use services to help me towards that goal. And I think that's why it's very awesome that I'm able to use autism as a great thing, because I'm able to talk about my story here on my YouTube channel. I think that's been a blessing in disguise. So yeah, it's been awesome. It talked about sensory issues. The Wikipedia definition talked about like sensory issues, and big crowds technically make me uncomfortable in a way because I feel claustrophobic. I don't know if that's because of that or because of my sensory issues or a mixture of both. I really don't know. So yeah, and I believe preservative interest. That's kind of a hard word for me to pronounce. Was another thing that really stood out to me as well. I'm passionate about sports, food, YouTube, many other things as well. I'm extremely passionate about things, lots of different things. But at the same time, I do have a big list of accomplishments and, lots of things I want to do in my life and goals I have. And I'm just trying to push the pedal forward and just trusting in God's plan, really. So yeah, I believe all three of these definitions are very accurate. And I'll give you my own definition of autistic people / autism. And really, it's going to be in my own words. So yeah, here we go. People who have so much to offer to society. They have a different way of thinking. Therefore, speech problems become an issue in society since it is hard for a non-autistic person to truly understand what it's like to be autistic. Autism affects people physically as well, like digestion problems and sensory issues like big crowds. So digestion problems. So I've had digestion problems really. The peak of it was during high school, but off and on I kind of, I guess I kind of have digestion issues. Poor dad clogged up the toilet so much in high school, he's like, yeah, I think there's something wrong. It's like, yeah, so we went to Culturelle and it seems to work and all that stuff, and it works, so it's very awesome. So yeah, and I don't know if anybody who's autistic here, if you feel comfortable sharing, feel free to share your experience in the comment section to see whether you have digestion issues, if this is just a me thing, I don't know. Or if it's just a autism thing, or in anybody. Well, non-autistic people do have digestion issues as well, but I don't know if this is specific to autism or not. I'd like to. Part of me is curious too, just to figure out what your experience is as well. But again, if you don't want to share, that's completely fine to you. I don't force anything on anyone. All I just ask is, be respectful and just respect me and respect others. It's pretty basic stuff. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed watching today's video, please subscribe, like the video, and turn on your YouTube notifications so you won't miss my next video. And I post once a week, like 3 o'clock on Fridays when they come out every week. I'm a beginner YouTuber, really. I'm still kind of learning how to work through things. The more and more videos I do, I promise the better and better I'll get. Hopefully that's crystal clear too. I'm trying to learn this thing out. Also, you could check out my other video, which is the story, my autistic story. I basically lay out all the fine details of my story. And I'll see you there. And also, if you have any video ideas, please let me know in the comment section as well. I want to respond to as many comments as I can. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.